A warm Calvary greetings to all our listeners out there. You're welcome to End Time Prophetic News, coming to you from the stable of the Ordained Radio TV Gospel Ministry, situated here at the premises of the Capstone Prophetic Miracle Life Ministry of Joy Ibadan. My name is Alfred Jimon, the regular newscaster. First, here are the headlines of today's news. Doomsday clock moved to 87 seconds to midnight, signaling the closest point to imminent catastrophic end. Trump's Board of Peace taking shape, attracting more world leaders and acquiring wider scope. The Pacific Ring of Fire. Scientists in the USA raise alarm over major earthquakes in the USA come this year 2026. Now, make yourself comfortable as we delve into the full gist of the news of today. Doomsday clock moved to 87 seconds to midnight, signaling the closest point to imminent catastrophic end. Almost everything in the world is prophesying to us that the end is upon us in this generation. Even nature, scientists, weather pattern, and indeed most creatures of God are all prophesying one way or the other that the human race is fast racing towards an ominous catastrophic end. Just a while ago, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists through its Science and Security Board, SASB, moved the hand of the Doomsday clock to 87 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been moved since 1947. The Doomsday clock, though not a literal timer mechanically counting down to an actual end date, it is a symbolic gauge put in place by a group of atomic and nuclear scientists and experts under the aegis of Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. The board assesses annually the global risk coming from nuclear weapons, climatic change, destructive technology like the recent artificial intelligence, biological threat, and geopolitical instability to decide if the clock should be moved closer to midnight or further away from midnight. The midnight on the Doomsday clock is symbolic of the very moment of a global catastrophic end. Bible watchers and end-time prophecy followers sees the prediction of the Doomsday clock as being in tandem with Bible prophecies and events that are unfolding globally. The ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, the renewed nuclear rhetorics among superpowers, which is leading to the collapse of global arms control agreements, all of these situations make prophecy watchers and scientists to agree that the cumulative effect of all of this is pushing the human race closest to a global catastrophe, which constitutes an existential threat to the human race. To us at the End Time Prophetic News, it means at any time T, something ominous could happen on a global scale. It is not to scare you or as a child of God, but to gear you up in your walk with God and preparation for the coming of the Lord. Time up. The end is near. Trump's Board of Peace taking shape, attracting more world leaders and acquiring wider scope. The political signals from Washington appears to be suggesting that the President Donald Trump emerging peace framework, often described as Board of Peace, is beginning to take clearer shape, drawing the attention of influential global actors and expanding the scope beyond the initial regional focus on Gaza. Report states that President Donald Trump's administration is preparing to announce and unveil the Board of Peace and position it as a global body not only to guide the post-war Gaza, but to eventually assist in resolving conflicts worldwide. According to a news item gleaned from Prophecy News Watch, it confirms that participants in the Board of Peace currently include Egypt, Qatar, the UAE, the UK, Italy, and Germany. The Trump administration is also said to be planning to fill the remaining seats on the board with heads of major multinational institutions such as the World Bank, the IMF, and the World Economic Forum. Observers are postulating that the Trump's Board of Peace, if fully formed, may compete with or totally replace the United Nations. For students of scriptures, the parallels being presented by the Trump's Board of Peace is difficult to ignore, as it fits into the Bible descriptions of a future period in which authority is concentrated not solely in traditional kings or kingdoms, but in a limited number of powerful figures who operate beyond national boundaries. Daniel chapter 9 verse 7, Matthew chapter 24 verses 6 to 7, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, and Revelation chapter 17 are all apt and instructive in this regard. For us at the End Time Prophetic News, Trump's Board of Peace fits into a larger puzzle, that is, a craving for peace by world leaders outside Jesus Christ, which will not stand. Elect of God, stay alert. Time is running out. The Pacific Ring of Fire. Scientists in the USA have raised alarm over major earthquakes in the USA come this year 2026. In the book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 7, Mark chapter 13 verse 8, and Luke chapter 21 verse 11, our Lord Jesus Christ gave, as part of his second coming signs and of the end of the world, earthquakes in diverse places. In the United States of America, seismic scientists and experts have been raising alarm over an imminent large-scale earthquake in the New Madrid fault zones. According to Daily Mail, dozens of smaller quakes have been rattling the area, which falls within the major Pacific Ring of Fire since 2025. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, at least 38 low-level seismic events along the boundaries of the New Madrid seismic zone in Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, and Tennessee have been detected. It added that current threat should not be underestimated, as the effects could change the face of California. End Time Prophetic News therefore asks rhetorically, are we about to witness the much predicted California mega earthquake predicted by evangelist Neil Frisbee? Time will tell. Wherever we look, the signs of the end and the second coming of Jesus stare us in the face. Elect of God, be ready. The Lord cometh soon. The end is near. This is a convenient place for us to draw the curtain on the program today. My name once again is Alfred Jimo. Before I leave, I must not fail to remind you to please help us to always follow, like, comment, and share End Time Prophetic News, and indeed all our programs on the Ordained Radio TV Gospel Ministry. I assure you of God's blessings as you do this. From all of us here in the studio, I say bye for now. Stay lifted and stay rapturable. Shalom.